Hey y'all, so here's the deal. I have been getting ready every morning at this table, which is my filming table. I don't want to blind you, but I'll just quickly show you that the softbox lights are here and my ring light and camera are right there. So when I'm filming, I'm sitting at this table facing that little mirror right there. And because I don't have a vanity mirror yet, I broke my vanity mirror when I was moving, I haven't really been able to sit at my vanity while I'm getting ready because I don't have a light over there. So I moved this little mirror over here. I've been using my ring light when I get ready. And so this box of makeup has kind of collected right here on this table over the past couple of weeks. And I feel like it's time to start over. I need to put away the stuff that's all gathered here, and I need to shop my stash intentionally in a true shop my stash video for a new little batch of makeup to sit here on my vanity that I'll be using to get ready going forward. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to sort through this, decide what I want to keep here and what I can go ahead and put away, and then I'll take you over to my vanity and we'll look through my entire collection and I'll pick out some makeup to work with going forward. It'll be makeup that I've owned for a while. I'm shopping my stash for old makeup products that are tried and true that I really love, but that I've lost touch with. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Hannah. I love beautiful things, but I want to make sure that I get good use out of the stuff that I have instead of constantly chasing the next best thing. So if you like videos like this, and if you like that philosophy, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Now let's go ahead and get into the meat of this video. So first I'm going to go through this and decide what I can put away, because some of the things that are here are my staple makeup items that I use every day, every time I do my makeup. Like for example, my green color corrector. I only have one green color corrector, so I'm not actually going to put this away in my vanity. I'm going to leave it here because I want to continue using it. But things like lipsticks, color cosmetics that I'm always trading out, I'm going to go ahead and put them away and start over from scratch. So this is a beautiful Voile lipstick from Gucci. It's a sheer, like semi-sheer red lipstick that I wore in a YouTube video recently, but that can go away. This is one I've actually been wearing more lately. I took a long break from it after the initial excitement after I purchased it. It's Lisa Eldridge's Velvet Fawn. A very, very beautiful lipstick, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back as well. This is the e.l.f. Sheer Slick lipstick in Golden Pear. This recently came in PR and I have really, really been loving it. Like I've already kind of done a number on it. And I have already reckoned with this. I was wondering if I should put it in my purgatory box, but I believe I already reckoned with it. I want to keep using it. I'm going to go ahead and put it away though, and then when I come across it in the natural course of the Shop My Stash, I'll make my decision then, because maybe I need to switch it out for some other things. This is one of my favorite lip glosses, possibly my favorite drugstore lip gloss, Revlon Super Lustrous, the gloss. I wore this in a video recently. I brought this over because I was thinking about wearing it. It's the M Cosmetics True Gloss in Moroccan Sunset. Really, really beautiful. And then I actually didn't end up wearing it in the video that I was considering it for. So I might actually pick that for my Shop My Stash. We'll decide when I'm over there. This came in PR from Urban Decay along with the Stoned Vibes palette. And I think I'm actually going to give this away because I have eyeshadow primer right now and it lasts for so long. This needs to go into another location entirely. It actually needs to go in the purgatory box. This is the mascara that I currently have that I've been getting the most use out of, the Pat McGrath Dark Star Mascara. So I'm gonna actually leave that one out. This is the spoolie that I've been using to do my brows. I usually don't fill them in, I usually just dye them, and then I use a spoolie and some brow wax. So I'm going to keep that. It's an everyday staple. This is the concealer that I use when I really want like a creamier, sort of more full coverage look. Like I basically use this as a foundation. That's basically what this is the Erin's Faces Radiant Firming Concealer. If it came in a lighter shade that was brightening on me, I would actually use it as my everyday under eye concealer, but this one is the exact shade of my skin. So I just use it when I want, some really creamy, comfortable coverage on my whole face. This is my brightening concealer, the one from Makeup Forever, and I have it in the shade Pearl. This is the only brow holding product that I currently have, Glossier Boy Brow, which is too bad because it doesn't actually hold my brows very well. I've just been using it because I don't have anything else. So I'm going to keep it out, but I'm working on getting my hands on some soap or another brow wax to test or something like that. This is an eyeliner. It doesn't need to stay out here, even though I use eyeliner almost every day. The e.l.f. Ride or Die Lip Balm, again, I can, you know, put it back and then see if I want to shop my stash for it. This, however, the LA Girl Sugar and Spice Lip Liner, I have been using almost every day lately. It's really kind of become a staple over the past couple of weeks, so I'm going to keep that out. This is another mascara that I'm using, a mascara primer that I've been using. This is Roller Lash and the Milani Violet Primer, but I am going to go ahead and just give myself some more space by putting them back and just having the one out. I love this Glossier product, the Vanillic Lip. I think I brought all of them over here over the course of the past couple of weeks. I've reached for all of them enough that they've like all migrated over from my Vanity. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them back and be more intentional about choosing. This is a little foil packet of an Ilia liquid highlighter. I used a little bit of it and there's still a lot less left in here, but I don't like having stuff like this hanging around. Like I used it enough to know what I think about it, which is that it's a perfectly decent, beautiful, easy to use, serum-y liquid highlighter that does dry down. So now I know that. And I just don't feel like I need to keep this out and keep using it until it's used up. It's like, it's in the way, it's messy. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this. Here's the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand and Pillow Talk Medium. I purchased this with my budget last month and I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, and I feel like I need to leave it out here and keep testing it because I don't think that I've fully decided what I think of that, and I wanna be able to report back to you guys. Here's the primer that I've been using. I'm trying to use this up so that I can break into some of my other primers. For a while I was just using this one from Danessa Myricks, and it's so dewy that I was starting to feel like my skin was oily, but I think I realized that it was just because I was using this every single day and I ended up looking so incredibly dewy throughout the entire day. I found myself wanting to switch it out for a primer that's just a little bit less intensely dewy and gives me a little bit less of that like super sweaty, greasy look all over my face. So I'm going to keep using this one from Yensa. I would love to use this up, and I'm going to let this one have a little bit of a break. I'm going to put it back. This is pretty much my go-to eyeliner. I always reach for it if I don't have another more dramatic eyeliner plan. It's just like a taupe kind of kohl liner from Lancome. I like having my tweezers out here. I always find myself tweezing one thing or another from time to time. And the Glossier Balm.com, I feel like I'm going to put both of these back and then choose a balm to have out here. This is the eye primer I've been using, the one from Alter Ego. I use it every time I do my eye makeup. I'm going to leave that out here. The e.l.f. liquid highlight, that can go back. This is actually really growing on me. I really like this product. Another M Cosmetics True Gloss. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one back. This is in the shade Truffle Haze. Oh no, Caramel Glaze is what this is. It is so pretty. The Danessa Myricks Color Fix Foil in Milky Way. I have been using this like, again, almost every time I do my eye makeup, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this away and then be intentional about choosing stuff. I brought these Lila B blushes out a couple of days ago because I wanted to get more use out of them. I've just been thinking about how much I love this formula, this Lila B formula. And so I'm probably going to pick one or both of them, but first I'm going to put them back because they're not staples, they're color cosmetics. My NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, I use this. These days I've been using it a lot actually because I've had some blemishes to conceal. Lip liners that I brought out, the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheats. I have Bond Girl, Savage Rose, and I think this is Walk of Shame, although Bond Girl and Walk of Shame have recently been renamed. And then this is a Milani eyeliner I've also really been enjoying using. It's like a rich red. It's in the shade Picante. And here's the Ilia Balmy Gloss, which I'm kind of still testing. I might actually go ahead and leave this out as well. These just came, I can't even remember what they came with. It's a MAC lipstick tester card, a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish tester card. Ugh, these things, they just sit around gunking up my space doing nothing. I think, I'm gonna play with these during makeup playtime tonight, and then that's gonna be it for them. So I'm gonna take them away. I'm gonna leave my sharpener out. I use that quite a lot because I really like wooden pencils for lips and eyes. The Patrick Ta Major Brow I have completely panned. This needs to go into my empties. The Glossier Soothing Mist, I don't know what this is doing over here. I don't even remember why I brought it over to use. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back. I have been using my Bioderma pretty frequently while I'm doing my makeup, so I'm gonna leave that out here. The Glossier Sky Wash I don't reach for very frequently, and I think I can put that back and then select things. The Glossier, this is like the Brow Flick, that's what that is. I'm gonna also go ahead and put this back. It doesn't need to be out here. And then my brushes are right here, and I'm just showing them to you because I washed them recently and I'm really proud of myself, but also because I've been separating them out differently than I did before, and it's been really interesting. I have one jar just for my powder brushes, so these are all of the brushes that I ever use for powder. This middle one has all of my clean brushes in it, my clean clean face brushes for cream, and my clean eyeshadow brushes. So this is like powders other than eyeshadows. This is a mix of clean brushes of every kind. And then in this third cup, I've been putting my dirty brushes. So dirty brushes for creams for the face, and then dirty eyeshadow brushes. And it's been working out really, really well because I feel like when I need a new brush, I can just check this little jar and see if any of the dirty brushes are still clean enough for me to use, and if not, then I come over to this cup. I just feel like I'm going through my brushes at not as rapid a rate of speed with this system. So let's look at this pile of stuff. I've actually been powdering my face, not on an absolutely regular basis, but I've been reaching for this powder more regularly than I usually reach for powder, which is actually never. I almost never reach for powder. And I'm not sure if it's because my skin has been a little bit oily the past couple of weeks, or if it's because I've been using the really shiny Danessa Myricks primer. But in any case, I'm gonna leave this out just in case that thing with my skin persists and I continue wanting to dampen down the glow a little bit. This, I'm gonna be hard pressed not to shop my stash for it, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it away. This is a palette that I just tested on camera for the first time. It's from Pat McGrath. And it's so pretty. I did a whole get ready with me. I'm not sure if it's up yet or not. It was basically a first impressions, but I'll be coming back with a more thorough review of this and my experience with it in my reckoning. But I do need to go ahead and put this into the Purgatory box. So that's where I'm going to put that. The Kevyn Aucoin Neo highlighter is basically my bronzer for my neck, and I use it a lot, so I'm going to keep it out. It's like a staple item for me. The Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette also needs to go into the Purgatory box, and I'll be telling you more about my feelings about this one when I decide whether or not I'm keeping it. This is just a little random palette of singles that came over here because I was looking for one of these shadows and I found it and I just left it over here, so I'm going to put that away. And then this is the palette that I made myself of single shadows. I made this weeks ago. At this point, it was like maybe well over a month ago. It was before we even moved. And I've just continued to use it. And you know what? I'm going to keep it out here. No. We're shopping our stash, Hannah. I'm going to put it back. I'm going to put it back and I'm going to shop my stash maybe for something else. But I'm nowhere near being ready to dismantle this. It's really been a great run between me and this palette. Okay, so there we go. These are the things that are staying, just the ones that are in this box. And I'm gonna go ahead and take all of these things over to my vanity, and then I'll move my camera over there and we can put them away together, and then I'll start shopping my stash. So I'm giving you kind of a wide angle view while we put everything away, because I'll probably be fast forwarding through parts of it. And then when it's time to actually shop my stash, I'll bring you in closer and spotlight individual parts of my collection as we move through it. But first I'm going to go ahead and put all of these lip products away. I keep most of them here in this little lipstick holder and in this little lipstick holder right here, which actually I haven't shown this to you guys yet. It was PR from Yes Style ages ago, and I've just put it on my vanity and I've been using it. I never showed it on camera, but it can go like this, which I just think is like particularly cute. You can like put it up on your vanity like that with all of the lipsticks sticking out forward, and then it has these little receptacles back here that you can use for, you know, brushes and lip liners and things like that. I just haven't really been using my brushes and this kind of stuff in the same place since I moved here, because I have this situation where I'm getting ready in a separate spot from where my makeup is. I'm hoping that when I get a vanity mirror to go right here, then this will be the central location again. But because I haven't been using these other compartments in the back, I've been storing this lipstick holder upright like this with the lipsticks sticking up. Okay, so those are all the lip products. I decided to put this sideways, as I was just discussing, and put the Glossier Vanillic lips back here because I'm not going to forget about them back there, because I want to wear them all the time. I think about them all the time, and I can see the little colors peeking out, so I think that's actually a good place to store them. And it's also a good use of this space, which is a space in which things can kind of get lost. So now all of my lip products are fitting in really well. My glosses are in here. I have some balms and balmy things in the front, and the rest are pretty much lipsticks. I'm going to go ahead and put away the rest of these things. And that's everything put away. I'm going to go ahead and reposition the camera so that we can shop my stash one section of my collection at a time. Let's start with eyeshadows. Okay, so there's a good clear view of what I'm looking at when I look at my eyeshadows, my collection of pre-made eyeshadow palettes and palettes that have single shadows in them. And I try to decide which palette to pull or which eyeshadows I want to use. And I've made sure that you can also see this part of my eyeshadow collection, because I have some little singles that I keep in these drawers. So any eyeshadows that are just one single shadow in one single pot like this, those are here, and then there are some really small palettes in this little drawer. And you know, I think that this is actually a good starting place for shopping my stash, because I've been thinking lately about the fact that my Rowan quads haven't been getting as much use over the past couple of months, maybe month or month and a half, as they usually get. So this is an item of makeup in my collection, all three of them, but especially the warm quad, the 75 degrees warm quad, especially this one and this one, which is the 1111. These two, they have gotten really good use pretty much since the day that I got them. Like these, neither of them has fallen out of favor. I haven't really forgotten about either of them until the chaos of this past month when I moved, and then I was reviewing a couple of palettes that had recently come in PR. And so for the first time ever, these have like not been my most reached for makeup. So I think that what I'm going to do is pick, gosh, I was gonna say pick one of them, but I don't know if I can. I think I'm gonna pick both of them. Well, no, come on, Hannah, get it together. You can do this. Okay, I'm just gonna pick the 1111 because I actually have been really enjoying like pink, not peachy looks, not orangey looks, but pink looks like this that are really in the rose family and that are really shiny. I've been enjoying that kind of makeup lately. So I'm gonna go ahead and shop my stash for the 1111 quad. And it's not like I'll never use these guys. I'll probably come back and reach for them, but I'm gonna have this one be the star of the show for now. And I think that to go along with that, I want a palette that is really practical, like has a lot of mattes that could support it if I wanted to use those things, or different shades that could support it by being just, you know, a little bit less texturally dramatic. This one could work. I feel the problem if I shop my stash for this and this is that they both kind of offer the same thing, and then this one branches out in like the more red direction, but I have kind of been enjoying that lately. And it does have a bronze. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna shop my stash for these two and like see how it goes from there and see if there's anything that I really miss. I know that what I will miss is like having a black or a brown, but I've actually kind of been enjoying lately pushing myself to not smoke out the outer corner of my looks. It's like a novel thing for me. So I feel like with just these two, I can keep exploring that idea, but in a different way than I have been doing. Anything else? Any of these little singles? Let's just leave it at that. Let's leave it at that for eyeshadow. Okay, moving on to lip products. I have the ones that I've been really gravitating towards least recently, like these two new products from e.l.f. that I have. And I've really been enjoying, like I said, the Glossy Vanillic lips. I've worn the Gucci one recently, the Lisa Eldridge lipstick recently. That's what I've been drawn to, but I kind of want to try to pull some that I know I really love, that I'm excited about using, that aren't the ones that I've been using. I think I'd like to move into wearing some grungier lips in the coming couple of weeks. So this is possibly my grungiest lip, Gone Greige, which is a Maybelline lipstick. I'm gonna pull that one. And then this is what I consider to be kind of like the gloss stick version of that. This is L'Oreal Dazzling Dough. I think of these as basically being the same lip product for me, but in two different finishes. So I'm actually gonna pull both of those guys. What are my other grungy-ish lips? You know, this M Cosmetics True Gloss and Caramel Glaze is a good example of like a good grungy lip on me. And it is also the kind of texture that I've been leaning towards lately. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that one too. And then I'm not gonna get a bright. I feel like if I feel drawn to wearing a bright lip or a red, I can come over here and pick one out. But I want these to be like what I default to. And I feel like that's what I'm doing when I shop my stash. So I'm gonna grab those. And then let's look at the actual glosses. So I'm gonna take this one, which is the Urban Decay Hi-Fi Shine Cushion Lip Gloss in the shade Naked. I have almost panned this. I know you can't tell from the side, but it's getting to the point where it's kind of hard to get product out. And so I'm gonna kind of go hard on this and see how far I can take it. And then I have been kind of missing Ofra lip gloss in Truffle. This is like a really beautiful, luscious, but not too colorful lip gloss. It's like this, you know, it looks like a rich sparkly brown in there, but it ends up just looking like a slightly dusky nude on me. I'm gonna pull that as well. Okay, so that's good for lips, I think. These are the 5 lip products for which I'm shopping my stash. Let's look at these eyeliners, and I'm gonna see if I wanna pull any. I do have that one kind of standard eyeliner over there. Oh, this is a lip liner, it's in the wrong place. I do have that one standard eyeliner over there that I've been using, but the question is, are there any here that I haven't been reaching for as much that I want to make an active effort to incorporate? And you know, I think this one, I always shy away from this because it looks like it would be quite a bright green, but it actually isn't. It actually swatches to kind of like a gray. See that? It's just not as vibrant as you would think it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and shop my stash for this. I think it'll make a nice sort of like dusky accent to some makeup looks. Although no, because all of the makeup that I pulled for the eyes is warm toned. Yeah, so I actually don't think I'll end up using this along with the Rowan Quad and the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I think actually I'm gonna keep this red out, this one that I had before, because I think I will end up using this with those two palettes. So the rest of my makeup is here in this drawer. My box of cheek products is completely out of control. It's way more full than it even was recently, and that's what makes me think that I might need to do a declutter soon. But these two boxes, which is where I kind of keep my everyday makeup, like the stuff that I always reach for, my concealers, my mascaras, these two are really empty right now because the stuff that's usually in them is over on the other table. So this is just kind of like some random stuff. And then over here is my box of glitter, and I might take a look at that after I look at this box. And these two boxes, I actually don't think there's anything in here that I might need to pull. I think that we're just going to focus on this box. So I'll pull it and put it up here so you can see it better. So if you've been here on my channel for a while and you've seen me through other collection videos or other declutters, then you know that this is like really over full. Like this is a lot for me for cheek products, but it does make sense because I have really gotten invested in exploring cream cheeks lately, and I've really kind of like spread my wings and felt my way through a bunch of different formulas. I've received that kind of thing in PR quite a bit lately, and because I love that kind of product, a lot of those things have made their way into my collection. So that's why it's like this. But the question of whether it's too much and whether I need to declutter anything, we'll deal with that on another day. Today we're just going to look through and shop my stash for some products from this box. So to be clear, in here I keep all of my blushes and bronzers and highlighters, both cream and powder. So this is my entire collection of that kind of thing. But this is in the wrong place. I have fallen head over heels for this e.l.f. cream cheek palette. I did a whole video where I put it on camera, and I haven't been able to keep my hands off of it. But I think that what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to leave it here in this box with all of the other products of this kind. I'll shop my stash for something else, and then if I really miss it, I'll just come and get it. Because I feel like the point of shopping my stash is to encourage myself to use things that I'm not defaulting to. And these days I have been defaulting to this. Patrick Ta She's So LA might actually be a good candidate because this is pretty new to me. And I used it for, I feel like, not long enough during its first flush because I moved and everything got chaotic, and then this came into my life and kind of like unseated it. So I'm actually going to shop my stash for this, even though it's pretty new. I feel like it's the perfect thing. But before I do that, I'm kind of curious. I want to swatch these two browns. So here's She's So LA. Here's the one from the e.l.f. palette. Yeah, isn't that interesting? So She's So LA is so much more red. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. I'm going to try to get you a thicker swatch because that's the other thing about it. It's more red and it's also more sheer. Look how warm toned that is. I know the light's not super great. I'm using like a little bit of a bright light over here. But this is just a much rosier blush, and the one from e.l.f. is a much stiffer cream, a much more pigmented formula, and it's just a much more mid-brown. It's just more brown. She's So LA isn't actually really a brown blush, it's more of a rose. So let's see how it goes between me and this Patrick Ta blush in the coming weeks. Should I pick a powder? I feel like I'm so off of powder right now, but it might be interesting to have one over there. I feel like the powder blushes that I really miss because I'm not into powder. It's funny, it's like I don't want to wear a powder blush right now, and because I don't want to wear it, I miss the two that I really love, which are this one, which is the Kevyn Aucoin Neo Bronzer in Sunrise Light, and Miel Glacé, which is a Lancome blush subtil. I really, really love these. I think that I'm going to go ahead and grab the Kevyn Aucoin Sunrise Light blush. Or, I mean, it's a bronzer, but I use it as a blush. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this and just keep it over there in my Shop My Stash and just see how it goes. Oh, I said that I wanted to shop my stash for one of these Lila B blushes, and I do think that I want it to be this one, which is Be Lovely. It's the original kind of like deeper berry nude. But I want to grab myself a highlighter, a liquid highlighter that I'll enjoy wearing in conjunction with this. So this is technically, I think, a highlighter. It's the Holika Holika New Drop Lumi Cheek. It's kind of like a greasy balm, and I mean greasy in the best of ways. It's like one of my favorite shiny, sweaty cheek products that I've ever used. And I'm so close to panning it, and I keep not getting through it because I keep introducing new cream cheeks and cream highlighters to my collection that I'm testing, or they keep coming in PR, and I really just want to like get through the rest of this. So I'm going to use this on its own, and I will use it mixed with the Lila B. Those will be like my cream, in addition to the one from Patrick Ta. The three of these together, this, and the Patrick Ta, those will be like my cream cheek for the coming days or weeks, and we'll see how it goes. And you know, I think I'm going to take this highlighter over. So I got myself a powdered blush, and I think I'm going to do a powdered highlight too. Again, just to kind of test the theory that I'm like only interested in wearing cream cheek products right now. This was a gift from my friend Lacey. It's a JD Glow highlighter in the shade Marilyn, and it's like super blinding, and it's blinding in that powder highlight way. Sorry y'all, I had to change my camera battery. And so I'm worried that the angle might have changed because I had to take the camera off of its tripod in order to change the battery. But you know, hopefully you can still see everything. I was about to say that I feel like this highlighter is blinding in the way of powder highlighters. Like it's blinding in the way that only a powder highlight kind of can be. And there's a way to sort of like brush on a sheer layer of this just to finish a look, and that's a thing that you can't really do in the same way with cream highlighters. So I feel like this is the perfect candidate to test the theory that I'm not planning to use any powders in the coming weeks. If I have it over there on my Vanity, I might end up reaching for it from time to time, and it'll just be interesting to see how that goes. And then lastly, my little dirty, yucky tin of glitters. I already know what I want to do. I've had this Slayfire glitter on my mind lately. It's a really beautiful, iridescent, I mean, come on, like, come on. Come on, you guys, come on. Can you even live your life? I mean, come on. And this is a really cool little tiny brand. The glitters are biodegradable, and I really love this glitter, and it's just, you know, it's high drama, so I haven't been reaching for this kind of thing very much lately, but I'm gonna put it over there and see if I can remember to wear it for a video. I mean, honestly. All right, I'm gonna put all of this away, and then we'll move back over to the table and I'll just recap. I'll show you once again all the things that I decided to shop my stash for. Okay, so here we are. We have my original little box of, you know, the things that I use on a daily basis, the things that I know that I would just be like running right over there to grab if I didn't leave them out. So I'm gonna leave these guys out. So for eyeshadow, I picked these two little palettes, the Rowan 1111 Quad, the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. And to me, this is actually one of the most interesting aspects of this particular Shop My Stash group, because these two together are going to lend themselves to, for me, to kind of like textural, slightly smoky rose-toned looks and maybe some champagne-y nude looks, but without too much depth. And that's just an interesting and slightly unexplored direction for me. So I'm looking forward to that. To complement them, I have this red Milani eyeliner. It's in the shade Picante. And I also have this old standard taupe eyeliner to hold down the fort if I need to. For lips, I've picked grungy stuff. So I have the Gone Greige lipstick from Maybelline. I have Dazzling Dough, which is a Color Riche Shine from L'Oreal. And then I have this M Cosmetics Caramel Glaze. And then one gloss is just one that I'm trying to pan, and then the other one is Ofra Truffle. For cream cheeks, I went for basically like a really glossy, nudie look. Surprise, surprise. Patrick Tashi's So LA, Holika Holika New Drop Lumi Cheek in Bronzed Honey, and then this Lila B blush, which is actually a lip and cheek. I think it'll be really fun working with all three of these. I actually imagine that I'll be putting all three of them on my cheeks most days. I have these two powders in case I decide to adventure into the land of powder cheeks, the Kevyn Aucoin bronzer and JD Glow Marilyn. All right, that's it. That was my little stash shopping adventure. And this to me looks just, you know, more approachable and also more exciting than what was here before, because a lot of stuff has been switched out. There's a lot of stuff in here that's going to kind of make a decision for me or challenge me and just allow me to start exploring different directions than I have been exploring over the past couple of weeks with my makeup. And of course, it will allow me to reconnect with some of my old standards, some of my old faves that had kind of slipped to the back of the drawer. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope that this was enjoyable, and I hope that you are remembering to take extra good care of yourself right now so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.